The paper is rotting. Case 8921. They tried to bury the Bio-Datalink under layers of black ink and a decade of silence. The flickering green light catches the frayed edges where the folder has been handled too many times on this cold steel table. The stamp says eyes only. The ink bled through the fiber because the clerk was shaking when he marked it. The stenciled letters of Project Vesalius are uneven. Evidence of a rushed job. Every fingerprint on this cardstock belongs to a technician who officially died in a fire that never happened. The first page details a connection that never should have been made. Turn the page. Everyone says the brain burns hot when we speak. The Peres-Newberg study proves the opposite happens here. Lights out. Total stall. The left prefrontal cortex is a black hole on this display. While the subject channeled dense, structured information, the very centers built for logic and speech went dark, leaving a void where metabolic heat should be. The green wireframe pulses with life in the rear, but the red arrow points to a dead zone. The anterior cingulate is flat. The machinery is off. Yet the signal remains crystal clear. The brain is a bystander. The real actor is somewhere else. We need to follow the wire. The lights died. Nobody home. The left prefrontal cortex is a cold, dark pit in this scan. When the anterior cingulate shuts down, the gatekeeper leaves the post, and the raw data pours out without a filter. The note is wrong. The screen glows with a sick neon yellow. It is a blackout. Evidence shows the editor offline, leaving the subject to drift in a state where conscious planning is impossible. The grainy texture of the black folder feels like sandpaper under my thumb. The fingerprint is fresh. The case is bleeding into the next room. If the front of the brain stays dark, the subject loses the ability to stop what comes next. The seal on the side has been broken.
Look closer. Watch the spike. The 4 to 8 Hz theta state acts as a data bridge. Dr. Arnaud Delorme recorded this hybrid state, where waking alertness and deep trance processing happen at the same time. The green glow, sharp lines bite. The Institute of Noetic Sciences proves this frequency bypasses the conscious gate. You can see the dark grease on the tape and the coffee stain on the folder where the truth stays cold. It is open. The bridge holds. We have the signal, but we need the tower.
The file is old. The paper is yellow. This blacked out line hides a truth the textbooks won't touch. The rusty clip on this board holds down a history of people who aren't sick, despite the labels slapped on their foreheads by men in white coats. Look at the table. Pathology is theft. Skill provides agency to a mind that chooses to step aside. Amnesia acts as the wall where memory goes to die. Under channeling, we find observational awareness, a state where the eyes stay open while the hands move under a different will. A fingerprint oils the top left corner of the file. The data is clear. Trauma does not own this. Volition is the switch that changes everything. If the subject can turn the key, the door stays whole. The diagnosis is clean, but the source of the integrated tool remains a shadow. We must find the frequency where this signal lives.
Isolation costs money. Truth costs more. The Windbridge protocol built a cage around the medium to kill every sensory leak. No leaks. Gridlocked. The experimenter stands in the middle, like a ghost who cannot speak to either side. The medium sits in a vacuum, stripped of the sitter's face, the sitter's voice, and even the rater's bias. The green glow marks the end of the cold reading excuse. Data holds. Proof sticks. Information bypasses the subtle nod and the shaky voice, because these blue-lined walls do not have ears. My thumb leaves a smudge on the thin paper near the medium chamber. A perfect shield does more than block noise. It traps the signal. When they opened the logs, the signal was screaming for a reason we did not see coming. Luck died right here. Grainy ink on stained paper suffocates the skeptics. A p-value of 0.007 means the odds of a fluke are less than 1%. The Scotch tape on this file is yellowing and brittle. The meta-analysis effect size sits at 0.18. Doctors push aspirin to stop hearts from stopping. This math is just as solid. The artificial green glow over the accuracy bar is a verdict. The math rejects the null hypothesis with cold, numerical finality. The signal is real, but the signal is being watched.
The brain is a cage. No signal escapes. The records on this board prove the subjects were not reading minds. They were hardware. The red twine tracks a single transmission split into 3 distinct shards. Look at the pins. Fragment A is a jagged slice of Hamlet. Fragment B is a severed limb. Fragment C is the pulse that makes the data bleed. Piper, Verrall, and Willett were isolated nodes in a 30-year data dump. The system administrator used their biology as a distributed hard drive to break the human firewall. The data is heavy, the wire is hot, the signal is moving to a new frequency.
Stop looking for the signal. There is no broadcast. The green glow on this grid is a mirror. The source and the brain are locked together in a silent, instant handshake that ignores the speed of light. The funnel under the brain is the reducing valve. Your skull is a sieve. It strains out the noise to keep you from drowning in the raw data dump. The channeling state lowers entropy to find the truth in the static. The logs show 0 transmission lag. Information is correlated, never sent. If the brain is just a filter, we have to find out what happens when the mesh starts to tear.
Luck died. The dice froze. We found the cause of the random spikes in the remote viewing logs. Look at the oily thumbprint on the edge of the black card. The green LST readout hums in the darkness of the lab, while the adhesive tape curls off the paper. Success rates jump by 400% when the Earth aligns with the galactic gut. This 13.5-hour window serves as a hard biological clock for human psi. A physical flux from Sagittarius A star modulates our gray matter. We are receivers. The mechanism is verified. The signal source just shifted.
Forget the spirits. This is hardware.
The green phosphor glow pulses at exactly 4.5 cycles per second. According to the readout, the auditory cortex abandons its natural rhythm to mimic the external pulse until the subject is locked in a hollow theta state. The rhythm commands, the mind yields. Yellowed masking tape binds this evidence to a board that has seen too much sweat. Shamanic ritual acts as a cover for a repeatable technique used to bypass the logic of the frontal lobe and access the raw frequency of the mind. The entry point is secured. The next slide reveals the payload they inject once the door is open. The paper is a tombstone, ink and tape. They caught the signal and pinned it to the board. Theta wave surges and deep hypofrontality logs prove the brain is shifting into a state that ignores the five senses. The quintuple blind results hit a p-value under 0.01. Chance is dead. The physics log identifies quantum entanglement as the hardwire for the shift. LST models confirm the bridge. The folder feels heavy under the masking tape. The biological state is real. The machine is validated. We have the how. Now we track the signal.
This investigation is closed, but the archive remains open. Like this video, share it, follow for more forensic breakdowns. Drop your theories in the comments. Full protocols available at jmthomasofficial.com.